Another episode of Overnight Celebrity. I'm your host Gavano, and this is Madeline. Maddz, anything else you'd like to go by? I know you got 100 titles.
Yeah, well, I claim all the Mad names. So Madeline's great, Maddz is great. Madzy and the End Times is my Instagram, so you want to call me Madzy, I'm Maddz.
You want to spell that out? So
Madzy. Madzy and A&D, the THEND times TIMES on Instagram.
Awesome.
I post a lot of animations, and music, and selfies because I'm a beautiful, pretty woman.
There you go.
So
you're here first. Madzy's.
Yeah, you're not gonna hear it from anyone else. So,
so you're an interesting person. I'm looking forward to this interview because somebody here, we're not gonna say any names, but refer to you as a true artist, one of the only true artists in here. So we, for those of you who don't know, live in an artist collective. So it's a bunch of artists living. I like to call it the Stardom Artist Collective, but it's hard out here, but we're trying to make it. So, like I said, Overnight Celebrity, where we're trying to turn everyone into a celebrity overnight. What happened? I don't know. We got Hope. Hope Street's literally one street over.
Overnight, 52 years.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It only takes one. All right. One good night. That's what she said. All right. So you're one true artist. So what that means is you're actually actively working on your craft constantly, and people are looking at that as recognition. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about what you're doing right now? What is keeping you motivated to pursue your goals? Your personal goals, not even your work goals, because you're starting to get job interviews and talking about that.
Sure. But yeah, personal goals. I just have this attitude of make something every day, and try and use a new technique or learn something new, or just be stupid, but just make something, if anything, when I look back at my Instagram and all the things I post, it really helps me figure out what I need to work on more. What I feel like I would want as an outside observer to see more of, why I can't really get any traction with my pitches anywhere.
So let's go into a little history. So you spent a long time working for MSNBC.
Yeah.
And what was your that gas? But what was your position there? What were you doing on a daily basis? And what level did you achieve?
So I started working at MSNBC in 2000. Came on to work on the video player product as a developer. And I programmed in JavaScript front end pieces of that, and worked on back end pieces for a while. At the end of it, I was the tech lead for the video department for development. I had 3 developers under me, and I reported to development manager. So
how did that translate to what we saw on television?
You didn't see it on TV, we saw it on the website. So MSNBC.com, Today.com, NBCNews.com. My player was used on NBC Sports for a little bit, not very long. But anytime you watched video on the website, I had something to do with that.
Okay.
So a lot of different types of players, went through a lot of different churns in the industry. But I specialized in a product that eventually became overtaken by open source frameworks and shit. So kind of am a useless person now in that regard.
No, I mean
I've taken up a little contract work, but it's doing go and something like that.
So you're still trying to pursue that, but you would rather have your art take off.
I have negative money in my bank account, and so I need money. And the the software has proven to pay in the past, and the art has only tricklingly so.
All right. Well, we're more of an art-based show, so
yeah, that's what I'm more interested in.
When did you start the arts?
When did I start, or when do I start?
When did you? Like, what was your first project? What made you like? Oh,
my first project was
your first project that you were passionate about. And you're like, damn, I could see myself making more of these and building on this.
Okay. That's interesting. I would say I wanted to be a writer first, because I always did well in school and that, in the creative writing things I spent time on and actually enjoyed doing. I spent a little bit of time when I got kicked out of high school trying to write short stories for horror magazines and stuff like that. But, I was young. And I didn't keep at it because I had other pursuits as well, music. Oh yeah, I was in a punk band in the early 80s. I wrote songs all the time. So I'd say 84, right in high school, after I started smoking weed, I guess.
So after yourself,
weed is my inspiration. It's the birth mother of my
art. A lot of rock stars, I'm sure, have a similar background story to that. So weed's the inspiration?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say I was passionate about making art too, because
because now you're into more physical art or online graphics.
I do animation.
A lot of animation.
I like to see things move, and you don't have to spend as much time on the art because you never get to see it.
Where can we see that?
On the Instagram. I also have a YouTube that's impossible to get to. So
we have a possible YouTube and an Instagram. Well, you got the Instagram.
Also, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. At the Braindead Studios in Fairfax, Los Angeles. They're playing Let's Go Longos for Television, which is a animation program that has a whole bunch of different artists contribute to it. And this is a unified script that they wrote, and they parceled out the scenes to different people to animate. So it's like a coherent script with 40 different directors. And I have a segment in there that'll be playing. So that'll be fun. And also they're giving out a free zine with people's art in there, and I have a piece in that as well.
Is there any other way people could do that who aren't local?
This will be streaming on Twitch October 28th. The best way to find out when that's going to happen is to probably follow Hellivision Television.
Hellivision Television.
Yes, Hellivision Television. HELLAVISION TELEVISION. Spelling with Maddz.
Spelling with Maddz. Always a fun day. So, while you were working for MSNBC.com,
did I continue making art? Yes, I did.
Okay.
But it was mainly music.
Mainly music?
Yeah, I have 1,000 tracks probably.
So you have 1,000 tracks, you're still making music. You were just in a band.
Yeah.
With two guys that were significant. How did that come about?
Well, living here in Artist Housing.
Living here in Artist Housing. Okay. How many shows did you guys do?
We did 2 shows.
2 shows. And
it fell apart, but it was fun, good punk rock. And I didn't come here for the music. I left Seattle 5 minutes to the music scene. I probably should have stayed there.
Do you miss Seattle at all?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends there. There's a lot familiar about Seattle, but there's also a lot of history and a lot of pain there for me.
What would you rather, if you weren't pursuing art or you're doing service, would you rather live in Seattle, somewhere else, or stay?
I don't know. I feel like I'd like to be an expat, probably.
A what?
Expatriate.
Expatriate?
Yeah, feel like it kind of. think that would be cool.
Okay.
I've been there twice. I thought that was beautiful there.
My bad, guys. We had to cut it for a second. I don't know what happened. I actually said it was a phone apart.
So, yeah, I love art. It's like, if I worship anything, it's art.
Do you have a goal or like a...
Yeah.
Because I noticed that you'd be looking, or like working on a lot of different like art things. I'm wondering if you're trying to put them all together. Is it like a display? Okay,
so like animation puts it all together. It's like I am a script writer. I'm a script for them. I like to draw art, storyboarding, the whole thing. Animating, I know how to do. The sound design I do. I even do voice acting. So I mean, I didn't say I'm great at it, but I'm not afraid of it. That's the most important thing I feel when it comes to that. And
a lot of arts.
Right. And then I know how to put things together, editing it together and packaging it. It's like kind of like what my whole life has been leading to, is trying to make animation. And I've got a couple of pitches. Like I pitched to Adult Swim twice when they had that development stream, the development meeting on their streaming service and YouTube. There's the execs at Adult Swim would sit there and they'd hear people's pitches, and then they'd give out money and stuff. And I got on there twice, and I won both times at the top. So I was like second place the first time, and I built out this whole, like, I was like, oh, I could actually maybe do this for a living. So I was like, okay, I better get to work trying to learn how to do this. So I made a sample animation, wrote out a script, built the pitch deck, kind of set up a synapse, 12 episode synopsis for what I envisioned the show to be. And I got first place for that one, but I never heard back from him. That was like 3 years ago. Yeah. Wow. So, but it set me on this path, and so I was looking for places where I could put my animation. So there's this Twitch stream in Seattle, Weird at Night. Yeah, they stream on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and they would take my animations and stream them. I don't know if they still do that. I haven't really been watching them lately or doing stuff with them, but yeah. And I've also looked for open calls and places to submit my animations that could get seen, because I don't really have a lot of money anymore.
So what would you say was the furthest you made it with any network? Would you say it was a Cartoon Network, or did you make it farther with other people?
I would say the Adult Swim. Is furthest I've gotten. I just pitched something I just submitted something to Nickelodeon, hoping to hear back from them. It's a pitch, but I really was proud of my pitch document for that. You saw it, right? It's like a comic book.
Yeah. So, let's see. And then, so you got Nickelodeon, you worked at MSNBC.
Yeah. But I mean, I was attacked there. I mean,
it's just showing them that it's not the easiest, it's not that easy to make it out here. Pitch to Disney, but we're trying to make it tomorrow night.
I would love to pitch to Disney.
All right, did you not pitch to Disney?
No, I actually was applying for a job.
Okay.
Doing the kind of thing I did at MSNBC.
Okay. You were close there.
I was close. Didn't quite get it.
Then we also had the little malfunction, so I came back from out of town, and she was taking me to this movie. We were about 5 minutes on the street. She was on a donut. Of course, it blew. We were riding on a rim. Like, the whole thing was.
It was not fun.
But tell them how you're parking down.
Well, I was parking in the parking lot next door to us, which is $200 a month, actually, which I don't have, which I wasn't paying. So it's probably a good thing that I was kind of kicked out of there, because I can't afford to keep paying them. But I was exiting, and someone came by on one of those birds, you know, the lasers they've got everywhere.
Yeah.
Just driving right flying recklessly across, and I stopped, and my instinct was to reverse back because he was in my path, and I reversed back into the exit, knocked it over, and the guy was running mad. So now I have to park.
Now the exit was, what do you mean by exit?
The exit bar, you know, the thing, the bar that
Yellow bar?
closes. Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
you from leaving?
Yeah, well, I wasn't trying to leave.
Who was mad?
The parking lot owner.
Parking lot owner.
Yeah. And since I hadn't been paying, I'm like, I better just not show my face around here anymore. So now I'm parking 30 minutes away because that's where free parking is, just in downtown.
But it's probably only about 10 minutes on a scooter, so
Yeah, like, if I was really desperate to get somewhere,
I'll go like 15 miles an hour.
yeah. I'm just happy they haven't repossessed my car yet.
Yeah, but we're hiding it. All right, so you're into animation, and you also are a guitarist. What else do you do?
Right. I was like,
She's actually one of the only people who have read my books, and she's a semi-finalist in what?
like the Los Angeles International Los Angeles Screenplay Awards, like last spring.
Last one. And what was that book about? What was it?
It's called The Proxy. It's about this trans comedian who like gets kicked out of her apartment and has no money. So she takes this job with this really like kind of famous comedian who's in trouble for all the shit he says on Twitter.
So what I read.
Yeah, I've written like 30 more minutes to that.
Okay, cool.
After some feedback I got from the Sony person. So I was like, yeah. So I would like to be a screenwriter.
As a female comedian, or as a male comedian who has to have go over the premise again.
Okay, so there's a female trans comedian. And she is pestered by this. She's discovered by this legendary comedian who like makes transphobic jokes on Twitter all the time. And he hires her, kind of thinking like maybe she could tell my jokes for me, or this will like soften the image and get me like out of trouble. And she struggles with her own like morality problems and morality to accept the job that she finally does, because like she has no other options. And it's set up to be kind of like a buddy kind of road trip kind of show as they go from city to city and deal with the different problems trans people have in smaller towns. I mean, even in a big town, it's not easy.
I mean, it was good. Partly got explicit for me, but it was pretty. It was a fun read. So,
well,
ride, you should say.
I don't have filters. So that's probably a problem for me. For getting to Nickelodeon.
So, writer, comedian, guitarist, artist,
programmer.
Any other titles you got?
I'm a good person.
Good person? Alright, so let's talk about your transformation.
Sure.
When did that take place?
A week before Trump got elected.
The first time?
Yeah.
The only time. My bad. He didn't feel like he was in it forever. Yeah. So, 2016.
Yeah.
Okay. Before he was elected, so 2015?
2016.
2016, yeah. Okay,
yeah, I was like, oh yeah, Hillary's gonna get elected. It's gonna be a good time for human rights.
What made you have, what was the, this is gonna happen, what made you make that decision? It was the last.
Trying to make formula, but I kind of accidentally came out to my ex, but she wasn't happy about it. Thought I was a liar. I betrayed her. I didn't. I was like, I wanted to stay in the marriage. And she wasn't having it. And so I just examined my life, and I was like, I don't want this to ever happen again if I ever get in another relationship. So I might as well just transition because, I want people to know. And, it does make me happier to be who I am. And just all the other stuff is kind of, I lost my family.
I was actually looking on Father's Day. We were working, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you had a really sad memory.
Yeah,
there.
I miss my daughter. I just haven't spoken with her in 3 years. And a lot of that's my fault. But it's just, I would do anything to help. Anyway.
And so after coming out and transforming, how have you seen life different? Or how has life treated you?
I do feel that people don't take me as seriously as they used to. They have a lot of assumptions about me now that I don't feel warranted. Treated rather rudely in places where I never was before. I don't know. It's harder to find a bathroom to go to. But I've never had to pee outside more than I have in the city. It's crazy.
Oh, yes.
But
I think that's
more
for
of a
everyone,
factor.
honestly.
That's more of a factor to get bored with.
You have to pay about it. Hey, bathroom. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But, alright, so.
I don't like the homeless part.
But,
that's the part I didn't like.
Crazy. The homeless part is. Every day, I've wrote about it a lot in my books. So.
I meant the homeless part of being trans.
Oh. That's funny.
Yeah. It is, actually.
So,
being satisfied.
But to your credit, after reading the story that we went over, what was that called again?
The proxy.
The proxy. So after reading the proxy, I do like how you redirected a lot of incidences that happened to that characters.
Yes, I did. I even wrote about when I got kicked out by my bipolar roommate. Yeah, I was so that was like, that's the most unrealistic part of this. And it's like, that's the thing that was probably most true, except the apartment was verbatim. The apartment did not burn down, but she did like jump on my back and attacking me to like jerk her off of me. It was crazy.
Was that like your ex-wife?
No, that was just some random roommate from when I first moved down.
So, yeah, Cali got some crazy people. And where are you from originally? Well, I came here from Seattle. But I came to Seattle, Texas. I came to Texas from Arkansas. So I got a bunch of the South and then a lot of the West Coast casual. All right. How did you feel once Trump got elected? Did you think you made a mistake? You were like, oh no.
I don't know if I would have made a different decision, but I was kind of concerned. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, maybe I should have postponed this a little bit. But I was already a little back. I can't really put that genie back in the box.
I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't want to.
You wouldn't want to.
It cost me so much to get here. I'm not gonna go back for no reason.
Man, it was cost. You think it would cost more to go back?
Doesn't matter. It's just like it cost me so much to get to where I.
How much do you think it cost so far?
Well, I was making like $180K a year before all this.
You spent.
Well, yeah, surviving because I couldn't find work. I mean, it wasn't
$180K a year.
Yeah, and
see, it's possible.
And I Also, I was super depressed because like no one in my family understood except for my brother and cousins, but we were super close. And so I lost like my entire family. I was suicidal. I wanted to die. And so I started just trying to help out people who were in need with the money that I did have. And I was going to kill myself after I stepped after I did that. But I got an Adult Swim, changed my mind about stuff, so suddenly I had goals.
Nice.
I had goals and quit coming down here, and I somehow got here. So working towards it.
That is a little perspective. So you went from making $100K a year, which was probably a little bit pretty good. Like, what was the average day in your life at that point?
Well, you know, spent with my family, but I never had to like think twice about buying food. Like they do now. Like, can I buy toilet paper? It's like
every time I get because I got paid $1,000 down to $200 right now in like 12 hours because I owed so much money because I had to wait so long. So yeah, it's bad out here. Everything's expensive.
Yeah, I put myself in this position, but I wasn't thinking clearly. I saw self-diagnosis bipolar, so I wasn't thinking clearly.
At that time, so yeah. And then you transitioned after the diagnosis?
No, I was transitioned before.
Okay.
The bipolar diagnosis wasn't until 2020.
Okay.
Like right as the pandemic hit, or the quarantine. Actually.
And how they help you out with money? It's California.
No, California, it took me forever, but I finally got the CalFresh thing. But now I've got contract work, so I'll be making too much to keep it probably. If I can keep this job, I hope.
It's probably good.
Yeah, I mean it's contract, so it's like limited time, but hopefully until somebody buys my scripts or buys into my pitches. I mean,
do you have any future projects you're working on?
Well, I'm gonna revisit a couple of my older cartoons with Childhood Belongs to Satan about how people can use love as a weapon and actually hurt people more than they thought with it. It's also about a lot of other things, but I want to go back to that because I really like the characters. So,
I want to give us a little preview.
Can you put in clips of the things? Yeah, why don't we do that?
All right. I'll add that. And you guys will. And then, anything else you want to work on this year?
To be honest, I haven't thought about my next project yet. I've still got things out in the waters right now, and I don't want to get my mind too off of them before the window of opportunity is closed and the time when that pitches might occur. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, I would say. I feel like any project you know, make sure it's all good. You all can finish it.
I get too distracted, and if I get too much into my next project, I'm going to lose all the other stuff.
And so, what projects do you have out right now?
Alright, there's one called Deformed School Extraterrestrials about a bunch of juvenile delinquent aliens who are sent to a prehistoric Earth for wilderness reform camp. And they get abandoned there, and it's a Lord of the Flies situation, and then they're eventually the ancient god theory of ancient astronauts coming to build up the Earth with pyramids and things like that. It's supposed to be a comedy. There's also a zombie theme there and a torch space station. But the main plot was what I told you. Childhood Belongs to Satan, about a girl who is growing up in a secularizing theocracy, where her parents still follow the old ways, which are kind of so that she can't make big gestures to people. It's presented kind of comedic but dark and disturbing. And it's told throughout her whole life, so she spends her whole life trying to just flick off the world, but she has no middle finger. The pitch that I pitched to Adult Swim was called Entropy. It was about a closeted trans woman. So I always feel like when we have shows about trans people, it focuses so much on or the transition itself. But there's so much about right. But there's so much about the pre and the inner life, and how do you present that? It's hard to do. So in my story, it's open, but it's still closeted. So you get to see like insensitive things people say to trans people, about trans people when they're behind their backs. You're privy to all that as a closeted person. You internalize all those things.
It's like being racist, but you know what I'm saying? People don't know.
Right. They don't know you're half black or whatever. So this one, his only friend is like a fly, and I say him because that's how he was presented to the world at that point. The pronoun things is hard, especially for that kind of story. So that's the one I wrote a script for. And he gets this ability to transform and be who he should be, like be who she should be. But it's at the cost of the world transforming, and everyone that they care about in the world is put in a worse position than them. So it's kind of like it's kind of a retelling of Ursula K. Le Guin's Those Who Came from Olamos, from a trans perspective. I don't know, I'm taking a lot of liberties. I recently started rewriting that one a little bit more. Because I've learned a lot about script writing since I started it.
It looks like as an artist, and I think I went through it this way too, you're revisiting everything you already have to polish that off, so you're more confident in saying you have it, almost, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to
and that was an important story to me too. I don't want it to,
like you don't want to just show up and, you know what I'm saying, over your pants now, just fucking, I'm not ready at all when you're reading the perfect opportunity. You want to be ready. I can't present this to you, I have it ready to go. I've been waiting for you. There you go.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
I've got like, how many pages? All right, 7. So, you wrote the first 7 pages. It was going smoothly, but I got caught up in the animation for television. So I haven't spent so much time writing.
Yeah, it's hard when you have a lot of in-depth projects because you're like, I really got to finish this one before I even touch another one or think about that.
And now I should start writing again, but what I'm doing is the Blobtober stuff, or the Inktober, but for animation.
Okay. And we're about to wrap it up. Anything you wouldn't want to add?
I love you, my daughter. I know you don't want anyone to know you. I'm really cool. I would like to work for you.
Yeah, what services can you provide?
I can make music. I can make animations for you if you provide me with music. I can make a music video for you. If you want, I could just, if you provide me a script, I can make an animation for you. If you need a script, I can write a script for you. If you need a soundtrack, I make rock stuff mainly. So I don't know if you're into that. And I also can program things for you. I'm also willing to work on sets and do things. Like, I don't know if you think I'd make a good actress or not, but I could try that for you as well.
All right.
I'll do whatever. I just want to be involved in the entertainment industry.
You have a rate for anything, and you have a way for them to reach you. Like you already gave us an Instagram.
The Instagram, message me through that. That's open.
Tell it to us again.
Maddz and the end time. So it would be MADZY_AND_the_END_times.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. It's cool.
That's great.
Thanks for